Okay, bonjour everyone. Bonjour Janine, bonjour Annette. Please let me know if you can hear me first before we start. Annette, I hope a cup of tea is also okay. It is perfect. So please let us know where you're from. Janine is from the USA. Who else? Bonjour Anne. Please let us know where you're from. So we will be talking about eating like a Frenchwoman, and I think that is so exciting. Bonjour, Catherine from New Jersey, Anne from Massachusetts, Living Starlight Knit from New Hampshire in the UK. In the States, sorry. Hampshire in the UK, but New Hampshire from the States. Woo, Jacqueline. UK Catholic Cowgirl. Hello, United States, Colorado. Germany, Brighton, Pennsylvania, Arizona, St. Louis, Vancouver, Ohio, Atlanta, Sweden, gosh, Montreal, Sofia, Bulgaria, Atlanta, Wisconsin, New Mexico, LA, Norway, UK, Toronto, Virginia, California, Long Island, Cyprus. Oh my gosh, we must have the whole world. Nobody from Australia, but they probably sleeping. Northern Spain, Newcastle, Michigan, Virginia, Mongolia. Oh, hello for Mongolia. Oh my gosh, New Mexico, Paris, Cologne, Montana. Oh, somebody in a blizzard. Deborah is in a blizzard power outage. Please take care, Deborah. Netherlands, Vienna, Florida. I love Florida. Montreal, California, Israel. Oh my gosh. Hello, everybody. Right. Okay. So we're going to start. There's so many of you. I think there are over 100 people, 135 is saying here. So today, bonjour and welcome everybody to my live stream, to our live stream, because we are all my ladies. So today it is really interesting topic. We're going to talk about eating like a Frenchwoman, and specifically about how could any weight gain that you may have, I don't know if any, or how many of you are having a little extra weight or a lot of extra weight, and how this extra weight may be affecting your style. So we're going to talk about that, and I think that's a very interesting topic. And there will be a little gift for you of $50 towards the end of, or maybe we put it in the middle of this live stream for you. So that's very exciting. So if you want to share, please let me know if you are holding a little bit of extra weight. And if you are, you don't have to tell us, to overshare if you don't want to anything, but how this, in which ways this extra weight are or may be affecting your style. But first of all, before we start, I would like to point something out, that whether or not we have extra weight, let's love ourselves. We are all beautiful. We are all different, but we are all so beautiful. Beautiful women, beautiful human beings. So sometimes we may not feel that beautiful, but we are. So today in this live stream, I've got to stress that there is no weight shaming in any way. All those people who know me know that I am like that. I love you all, no matter what, no matter who you are, your name or where you live doesn't matter to me. I love you all. So let's, I think I am straight with that. But what we're talking about in this live stream hopefully will help you in your style, because I'll be giving a few tips and how to. Sorry, you may not hear it, but we're having a big plane flying really low over our house. So let's have a look at what we have. So I have a comment from Mary. I eat out of boredom and sadness. That's a very. I'm very sad that you're eating out of sadness, and I understand it. And out of boredom as well. The eating out of boredom is a very, very, very common reason or um, that I am given for eating. Boredom or out of habit as well. Here you have sadness, you also have loneliness, you have so many reasons to overeat. Usually it's overeat. So when we are eating out of boredom and sadness, usually we eat not because we're hungry, but we are snacking or eating a second portion or eating a large portion. So it amounts to overeating. Question from Jane. I want to be slim and sexy, but I love junk food. What can I do? So that's a very good question. What can you do? So what I like to do is help you by, of course, I'm going to talk about something in a minute. But I like to help people by sending the ball to their court so that start helping themselves. So maybe you can ask the question, yourself the question, why you are, of course, you love junk food, but you are not eating it every day, or are you eating it every day? How often are you eating it? So you can ask this question, maybe, keep a diary, like a food diary, for instance, that would be helpful. And so you love junk food, but how is it affecting your weight? Do you feel that it's because you are eating too much junk food or eating junk food too often, which is usually what it is, that it is affecting your weight and making you put on weight? So maybe you can make an improvement in what you are eating, maybe by restricting. Oh, that's a little bit difficult for me today to say. Let's have a glass of water. By restricting it, so much better. Restricting it to maybe one a month. Okay, because one a month, you will appreciate it even more because it's one a month and not one every week or twice a week. Okay, so let me know if that's helpful, because I am not, I haven't Eat Like a Frenchwoman program, as many of you know, and I don't advocate cutting everything, because that is why many people on diet, because they stopped what they love to eat. It didn't work for them because they felt so restricted by cutting off completely what they were eating, that when they stopped the diet, they went back to it, and sometimes even more. This is why you hear of the yo-yo dieting. This is why so many people don't go on diet. They lose the weight. When they finish the diet, they put on weight even more than before they started the diet. So this is a big problem. This is why I prefer to help people by telling them, okay, just decrease the amount that you eat, decrease the number of time you eat that special food. We all know the food that that is not good for us. I know for me, for instance, the biscuits. I have a sweet tooth, and yeah, I love biscuits. I love cakes. So this is the thing that I work on continually. But work on, I do. So I hope that is helpful for you, Jane. A question from Kate: how do you do lunch properly with work schedules? In France, we take usually 2 hours for lunch. And many of you are going to say, "Oh, how can I do that?" Because it's in the working hours lunch, and many people go home for lunch, or they go to the restaurant for lunch. And those who don't have 2 hours, they may have an hour, for instance, depending on where they work. We'll have a canteen when they can reheat things and everything, or go quickly somewhere to eat, to a quick restaurant. Because we like to sit down, we don't usually do sandwiches at usually. Sandwiches are something that we go when we go camping, or if we go for a long outing sometime for the day and there won't be anywhere to eat, so we'll have sandwiches. It's not something we do on a daily basis. But we like to sit down to a proper meal because lunchtime is our main meal of the day. By the way, those who don't know me, I am French. I live in France. So I'm well placed to talk about how French people eat. Question, Alice, from Alice: my issue is the menopause. What can I do? Alice, I'm 60, so I totally know what you're going through, and it is difficult. And we need to eat a little less than we used to. I don't know if it's something that everybody who goes through menopause go through, but we may feel like more tired. We may feel like we don't want to move as much as we used to. But unfortunately, this is what we do. So when we're young, we can we move a lot. We are very active. We can eat whatever we want in quantities we want, and we keep slim. But as we get older, just the time then when we we have to really move more in order to keep the weight down, or keep the weight stable, we are not as able to move around and to be active because we're tired, or aches and pains, that kind of thing. So we move less. So because we move less, we need to eat a little bit less. We really need to address this. And this is why my program comes in, because I give you the how to do this. A question from Jacqueline: are air fryers getting popular in France? I think so, because they're selling on Amazon. I've seen them in shops. And air fryers, you don't use the fat that you use in other means of things. This is still, to me, like it's called an air fryer. And are people using air fryers, using it for chips and that kind of things, or fries, things that are not that healthy to eat? I don't know. Question from Jacqueline: is it true French women don't go to gyms or keep fit classes? Well, if you go to New York, if you go to LA, you will see people in gyms, keeping fit, jogging, etc. You won't see that in France that much. I don't know what it is, but we are not a nation of keep fit or gym goers. Of course, there are gyms. Of course, there are people who do that. But as people, we don't do that. French people prefer to do sports. So there are many sports. They play tennis, they dance, they may do yoga, they go on the bicycle, they ride, that kind of thing, actually, sports. But just to keep fit itself, yes, some people do, but it's not, on the whole, maybe not. Personally, I find it boring. I can do it for a little bit, but I find it boring. sorry. But it is me. I prefer to do some kind of exercises at home. I do walk. I walk, and I've got horses, so I ride. But actually, going to the gym anyway, I need to take the car and drive 20 minutes, 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back. No, I think probably we pretty lazy. um, probably. So this is that. Oh yes, riding bicycles. Yes, many people, many French people, French women do walk and do ride bicycles. That is very and again that's a sport. They do it as a sport as opposed to a okay, I'm going to a class to keep fit. Or I'm going to the gym. I hope that's helpful for you. Um, Another comment from Hawthorne: just £5, but it's right around their hips and lower tummy, upper hips. What advice can you give? Well, I think I'm on the same thing as you because I think it's a moment of sharing. So I will share with you that as well as menopausal time, because I'm 60, and also because the past 4 years I've looked after my parents, aging parents, so my mother and then my father, and also I've lost them last year. So it was a period of high stress. And all that. So my doctor has put me on medication, and I'm still under it. Hopefully, I will cut down little by little over the next year, over this year. But that medicine has made me put on weight. I told my doctor about that. I said, what's going on here? And she said that type of medicine makes you put on weight by making you very hungry. So I do make an effort, but sometimes I just can't control myself in time of high stress, and I do eat more than what I used to. And this is why I've noticed some weight gain. And especially around the middle, because of course, women, that's the area that we put on weight, around the tummy area. And as we get older, this is where we're putting it, around the hips and the tummy area. So yes, I've got a bit of a tummy, and this happens. So of course, I am still making an effort. I am still okay. And this is the thing, I have to, and this is, I'm teaching it. I've been teaching it for about 8 years, something like that. But we do make an effort. I do make an effort. And so that it doesn't, because this is the French way. Once you get through my program, you will see this is a French way of not letting the weight go until I can no longer do something about it. As it is, it's only a few pounds that I've put on weight. And of course, I notice every pound because I've always been slim. The only time really I put on weight, now and again, of course, we put on a couple of pounds after Christmas and that kind of thing. But, during my pregnancy, that was the only time. And then straight after pregnancy, lose the weight. Like that. So I have noticed it. But of course, because it's only a few pounds, and the time of life, you think, oh, it's going to become tougher and tougher to lose the weight, of course. So we need to realize the extra weight gain, and if it really affects us in a way that we don't want that weight gain, then we need to take action. So this is how French women do it. As soon as they see that they've put on weight, they take it in their hands, and because of that discipline. So we are lazy in terms of getting fit, but we're not lazy in terms of controlling what we eat, and through various things of control, for instance, portion control. But of course, there are many ways we do this, and this I explained at length in my program. So of course, how can it affect this extra weight gain? Can affect your style. It can affect your style because you think, oh, no longer things are fitting me. I can no longer wear the things I used to wear. It's difficult to wear a belt. I'm only wearing an elasticated waistband, but Marianne is against elasticated waistband. I wish she would let us know why. I can no longer wear all the beautiful clothes that I have, and I've got to wear elasticated leggings, jeggings, jog pants, and all sorts. And I'm here to tell you that you don't have to. I don't, even though I've put on weight. So let's adjust that. First of all, why am I against elasticated pants? And it's something, again, I mentioned in my course, is because simple. You want to be comfortable, because rigid waistbands are, I'm going to show, you see, I've got a tummy there. So rigid waistbands are not going to be as comfortable as elastic waistbands. Okay, they are rigid. So when you sit down to eat, you're going to feel it. And that's why French women like those rigid waistbands, is because it reminds them, okay, you have eaten enough, my girl, and we stop. And you have to, if you really want to tackle this weight gain, you need to have discipline, and you need to exercise some control. So this is why not only elasticated waistbands can add, it depends on those, but some trousers, for instance, linen trousers, something, they can add a little bit of extra fabric and make you look even a little bit larger. But they can be comfortable as to, you're not going to feel the elastic, if you like, around your tummy area when you eat. Or sometimes you just haven't felt it, but when you remove your elasticated waistband, trousers, something, you will see a big red mark. Okay, it's because you have overeaten. So that's a way of controlling your intake. Brenda, yes, weight about 20 pounds below on the belly and below belly button, and saddlebags, can't wear straight cut dresses. And that's a problem. I did a video on dresses for plus size ladies. If last week, a couple of weeks ago, have a look on my YouTube channel for these for this advice. Also, I've got, if you go on my website, I have advice on what to wear as a plus size, and also how to look 10 pounds slimmer. So if you want to, some really strong advice, have a look there. Maybe we can have a link on plus size and on those two courses. I hope that's helpful so far, everybody. It's not easy, is it? It is not easy. Another question from Sikoshkin. Yes, a bit of weight. I'm 74 and I'm looking for tips to create a waist. Yes. Well, for instance, if you want to create a waist, do you have a blazer? So I'm wearing a blazer here, and the blazer is nipped in. So I hope you can see me there. Where is it? A button. Okay. So, this blazer is nipped in, okay? So you can see here. So that creates a waist. But let's say you have a blazer that you really love. It is nipped in, but you can no longer button it because you have put on weight, okay? Leave it open. But even while leave it open, you can still see it's nipped in. So you have the illusion of a smaller waist. And especially if you wear a dark color here, that creates a column of color that makes you look slimmer, okay? So that's trickery. Let's not forget that style is all visual, and we trick the eye. When I teach my 5 body shape courses, it's all about illusion, creating the illusion that we are an hourglass shape, creating the illusion, and not a pear shape but an hourglass shape, creating the illusion that we are not an introverted triangle but an hourglass shape. teaching that we are not a rectangle but an hourglass shape or a slim hourglass shape. We are not an apple but an hourglass shape. So this is all visual, and this is all about tricking the eye. How is everybody about it? Is that helpful to you? Are you getting excited? Right. Before we go further, we've been live for almost half an hour. Halfway through, my gift is going to give you, because I have an extensive program called Eat Like a French Woman. And in that course, you have access to workbook, tons of videos, hours and hours and hours of videos. You have various reboots, boot camps. For instance, there's one of an entire course training session, and this one was in 2018 with 32 video replays. There are 15 hours of videos there. You've got a few recipe videos. You have affirmation, over 80 inspiring and motivational affirmation about eating like the French, and these affirmation can help you as well. You have a private Facebook community with one Q&A per month that's hosted live by moi. You have, of course, a lifetime access to all the content, and you have 4 extra bonuses. You have a bonus workshop of about overeating and how to stop it. You have another masterclass, a bonus masterclass called Lose Weight Like the French, another bonus workshop about portion control, and another bonus bootcamp. This one's about the lockdown, and it is called the Lockdown Bootcamp. And I am giving you today $50 coupon code, $50 discount. So that's for all of you who are live with me today, and that's going to be only for the next 24 hours. So for those of you who are not watching live, but are going to watch it soon, you have 24 hours to get this $50 off. And I've got so many testimonials from people. Incredible. For instance, I've got one here. Top 3 benefits: changing the way I look at food, losing the guilt. The guilt is big from eating some food, and losing some weight from changing my eating habits. Another one, Maria knows her stuff and is always encouraging. Yes, of course. Somebody else, I love this course and love eating like a French woman. I have implemented many of the suggestions. There is no feeling of deprivation and more awareness of the beauty of foods and how they taste. I have lost a few pounds and it seemed effortless and enjoyable. So it is not this eating like a French woman is about creating a healthy relationship with food. It is not a diet, my lovely ladies. It's change the way you are eating, and it is not a 1 month or 2 month things to do. It's going to be for the rest of your life. So whether you are vegetarian, whether you are eating different types of food, it's fine, because it is not about the type of food that you're eating, but it's how you are eating. And I will change everything about the way you are eating, about the snacking, about your sitting down at the table, how you're preparing the food, about so many things that will transform you from the inside out and from the outside in. And you will take care more of yourself. You will be more mindful. There's a lot about mindfulness here as well. There will be exercises. There will be lots of stuff for you. So I think we're having the link here and the coupon code as well put in. I don't see the coupon code for the. Okay, I think it's been put in. So I hope you are excited about that. Okay, so we have a comment from Lisa. I lose interest I lose interest in myself as soon as my weight starts to go up. You know, there are so many emotional issues around food. When I created my course, I realized that because so many of my students are actually, between you and me, this program, Eating a Frenchman program, was my most popular of all my courses. So just to show you, but I have let it. I have not been marketing it for quite a while because of what was happening with my parents. You may notice my parents last year. So, but I need to make it, to put it more out there, because there's so many women struggling. And as you know, I love helping my ladies in style as well as the eating part, because the food is very very important part of who you are, and so is style. If you can put this together, that will help you. That would absolutely transform you. So please do not lose interest in yourself because you have put on weight. There are various ways. For a little bit, you can upsize a little bit, but don't keep on upsizing your clothes that you purchase, because you will find it so easy that you may let the weight go up and up and up. So if ever you're looking for support, please reach out to me. I will do my best to help you, either to direct you to various programs to help you, or by doing some live stream like this, so we can talk about it. It's very important. But thank you very much, all of you who are sharing. I really appreciate that. A comment from Hawthorne: I eat out of boredom and habit. Yes, and again, I am tackling this in this program. I'm tackling about the boredom, and I'm tackling about the habit. Okay. A comment from Ali Blue 360: it's hard for me to find energy to cook, or I get home late from work and eat whatever is quick and easy, cereal and milk. And again, this is something I tackle. Maybe you can, I don't know, out of my head, can you cook beforehand? So many women are prepping at the weekend for the week ahead, because you have to be careful about the empty calories and eating quickly. You can do something quick and easy, and not cereal and milk, because many cereals are full of sugar. So for instance, there would be something that the French do, that's something easy, something quick. So one of the top things really is, and something really nutritious, is an omelette. That is easy and that is quick. And you can put in your omelette anything, any garnish that you want. It could be mushrooms, could be green herbs, fresh herbs. It could be a sprinkle of cheese. It could be tomatoes. It could be a few potatoes, and become then a tortilla. So try to think about something like that, quick, easy, but nutritious. I hope so far it is helping you and making you understand that there is support, there is help out there, and with me. Something I remember in a film, with Tom Cruise. With me, without me. With me, without me. So please stay with me. I am here for you, my lovely ladies. So another one, a question from Ashton. What suggestion do you have for meals when you don't have the effort to put into it? But again, that omelette. Okay. But I give you ideas, and I talk about that in the program again. So you don't have the effort. Do you have a prepared meal? Do you have something like eggs? Do you have a few vegetables that are ready? If you go shopping for vegetables at the weekend, for instance, when you have time in the evening, we come back tired. Many times we don't want to spend 2 hours on prepping and cooking. And then we sit down and we are so hungry that, we only take 2 minutes to eat. So maybe you can start prepping. You can, maybe even if you don't want to cook, like fully prepping to put in your fridge or your freezer, maybe you can prepare some vegetables, peel and cut some carrots, or maybe just peel the carrots so they're ready to cut in slices, or in julienne or something. Maybe your potatoes, can you get some potatoes ready in some way? I know potatoes can be a little bit tricky, they go black when they're peeled. But what about cabbage or cauliflower, broccoli? Maybe they can be ready and put in the fridge. Maybe you can put some, you boil them a couple of minutes, put them in the freezer, and they're ready to use, that kind of thing. I hope that's helpful for you, Ashton. A comment from Jacqueline. Jacqueline says, sugar is known to be addictive. I'm cutting it right out. Well, that's something that, it's worth cutting out completely. But if you can't cut it down completely, take one step every day, something every day, something can do. And, let's think of the example of a large ship. If you want to reach a goal, you need to do little macro goals every day, little steps every day towards that goal. Imagine a large container ship, and the captain wants to get into the harbor. He's not just going to turn his ship in a one, is it, in a one go? No, he's going to, little by little, steer the ship to the side, a little bit at a time. And then, after a few of these, his ship is looking towards the harbor entrance. And this is how we can do it. Because again, let's go back to the diets. Those diets that are so restrictive, those diets that you have to start on day one and completely change everything, completely, you want solid diet, now they put you on a powder diet, on a liquid diet, something that's probably tasteless, or just chocolate, or they give you, they make you spend, hundreds of thousands of pounds or dollars for food you have never tried before, never, don't know, and really strange, you don't like them. So it's like steering your ship all in a one-up. Is it going to work? Well, probably not, and we all know the stories. So for something to work, especially a huge goal, do it one step at a time. Take one day at a time, but make a change. So if you are keeping a food diary, make a little change and write it down. What change can I do today? I'm cutting down on sugar. I'm taking at the moment 2 sugars. I'm no longer, but let's say this thing. I used to take 2 sugars for my coffee. And but one day I said, okay, no more. I'm going to cut it down. I didn't say, okay, no more sugar, because I knew that would have been too difficult for me. Sweet palate. So, okay, cut it down to 1 sugar of coffee. In the beginning, the first time I drank a coffee with 1 sugar, I couldn't drink it. And then a little bit every day, a few times a day, I was able to finish the coffee. So you see, a little bit every day, from doing not even liking, not even spoonful, I ended up drinking my coffee and liking it. As soon as I was very comfortable with it, I thought, okay, but now I've removed the sugar completely. And then again, I went back to I didn't like it. And little by little, I enjoyed it. Now I can't even put 1 sugar in my coffee. It would say too sweet. But now I love my black coffee with no sugar. And that's how it's been. You see, little by little. Again, if you're eating 2 biscuits a day with your coffee and you think it's too much, just cut it down to 1 biscuit. And again, that is an improvement. Anything that is an improvement, however small, will work in your favor, at the end of a few days, 6 months, a year, 2 days, 3 days, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the line. Always think as the end goal. How can you work towards that end goal? And I'm helping you a lot in this program of mine, Eating Like a French Woman. And again, I think we can put the link and the coupon code for you. You are saving $50. Comment from Eileen. I gained during the lockdown and I'm postmenopausal, makes everything so difficult. Eileen, so many people just like you did the same thing. They put on weight because they overate, of course, because suddenly all their habits that they had to eat normally went out of the window. Suddenly they were at home. It felt like the weekend, it felt like a holiday. And of course, many people overeat at the weekend. Many people overeat on a holiday. And also there was a boredom. Also, there must have been a lot of stress, not just some stress. Life was changing. We didn't know what's going on. What about COVID? We were worried. Uh, all sorts of things. It was such a bad time, you know, bad 2 years for the whole world population, most of the world population. So I hear you, Eileen. I completely understand. And millions of people are like you because they have overeaten and put on weight. And maybe even now there's some extra weight that I have not been able to get rid of. Comment from Lisa: I dress in sweatpants when weight goes up. And again, Lisa, ask yourself why you do that. Again, there was another viewer before who was saying, I lose interest in myself when I put on weight. Maybe you feel like no longer yourself. Maybe you have a negative self-image. Maybe you don't want to see the weight and you're trying to hide it under loose clothing, under sweatpants, all that thing. So again, I mentioned that in my master classes and the rest of my program. It is, nothing new. Nothing is new from what you're telling me because I have heard it all before. You are all on the same boat. We are all in the same boat, actually. So I hear you and I just want to help you. And you are in the right place here because, if, let me know, all of you are watching, please let me know if you would like me to do another live stream, maybe in a month's time or maybe a couple of months on this topic. And maybe you could come back on here, and especially if those of you who will become students of my Eat Like a French Woman program, how you are doing on the program. And maybe there's some of you who are students of my Eat program. Let me know how that has helped you. A comment from Monica. Monica says, I love vegetables and walking. That's my way to be healthy and slim. That is fantastic. Well, I love vegetables. I'm just like you. I love walking. So good for you, Monica. Continue eating your veg and walking. Walking is so good. If you can walk, if you are lucky enough to walk in nature, in the fresh air, as opposed to on a treadmill, that's even better. We're not all lucky to be able to do that. I understand that, and it's not everybody lives outside a city. But if you are near a park, if you living in the countryside, or even near little hills or mountains or valleys or whatever, go into the nature. I am, and some of you probably are lucky enough to live in the countryside, and it is just the fresh air, the wind, and you see the season, you see the sky, you hear the birds, and you may see animals, and you may feel the grass on your feet, under your feet, or it's, instead of hearing lots of man-made noise, loud, the cars, the fumes, and maybe road work, building work, all this kind of thing. But instead, you have the noises of nature. It is wonderful out there. If you can, just do it, and it's going to be amazing for your walks. And because you will enjoy it so much more, you will continue walking. Wonderful. A comment from Annette. I'm getting a lot of comments. Thank you and questions. Wonderful comment from Annette. Dieting is the best way to gain weight. Exactly. Dieting. I mean, I can't agree with you more on it. Dieting is the best way to gain weight. Exactly. So many people are on yo-yo weight. They go on a diet, they lose the weight, they finish the diet, they gain the weight. So many people wrongly think that, it's because I'm not on a diet that I gain weight. No, it's because they have been on a diet that are now gaining the weight. Please let me know what you think about that. So I repeat for those of you that didn't understand, it is some people think that they have gained weight because they are no longer on a diet, but I am here to tell you that they have gained weight because they have been on a diet. Comment from this style. What works for me is 3 meals a day during an 8-hour window, and then I stop eating. I have my junk food or less healthy meal once a week. That's how I can keep going. I walk daily for about an hour or so. Well, this time you have found something for you. I mentioned the window of eating because naturally, in a eat like a French woman way, we are not eating for, let's say, if we start breakfast at 8 and we eat our last meal at 8, that's going to be, from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next day. It's 12 hours we're not going to eat. So you can restrict, if you like, your eating window by, for instance, eating a late breakfast, let's say 10 a.m. and eating at 6. So that's going to increase your time of not eating by 16 hours instead of 12. So, it's up to you. But and I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a dietitian either. I'm only teaching you how we in France eat. But something we never tell you, because I am not a dietitian nor a doctor, is I will not tell you to not eat, completely cut out food. I cannot do that because of this reason. And it is not something that I advise because I don't think it's good for you. But that's my opinion as somebody who is not a dietitian and not a doctor. But yes, having 8 to 12 hour window, it's natural. You don't eat for 24 hours. We are not grazing animals, so we eat. And I think, by nature, if we're living in the wild, maybe we'd eat just once a day. But now we eat 3 meals. We can have 3 meals, maybe one main meal. Like in France, we have the main meal at lunchtime, because we have the rest of the day and the night up until, so in effect, we have 24 hours to really either not eat or eat lightly. Okay? And we don't go to bed on a really full stomach. This is why in the evening, our meal is light. Maybe some green salad, a piece of cheese, maybe something like that, and a yogurt or a piece of fruit. It's always very light, or a bowl of soup in the winter, and something like that, and a fruit salad. So it's always light, so that we have quite a few hours during the day to get rid of the calories that we sat down for lunch, and explain all that, of course, in the program. But if we have the main meal, the heavy meal at night, especially if it's late at night, then we don't move. We go straight to bed. We don't move. So we're not going to feel good because we're going to feel really bloated and everything. But we don't move to get rid of it, and to really help digestion from that point of view, and also to get rid of the extra calories I've taken. This is why having a main meal at lunchtime is a very good idea. This is why in France we do that. A comment from AW. Hi. By cutting off sugar and going low carbs, I've lost weight and currently improving my overall health. Well, it is good that you cut off sugar. I mean, sugar is bad, and going low carbs. Okay. Very good. Comment from Raya. I eat 6 times a day. So, Raya, you're eating 6 times a day, but I guess are they small meals? So, small meals, but as long as they're not really high in calories, because 6 high calorific meals a day would be not healthy and will probably make you put on weight. Hi, I'm diabetic. Okay. Okay, so you're diabetic. I understand now. So for those who have medical issues, always rely on medical advice. I cannot say that enough time. But what I teach is how we do it in France. And I mentioned for those who have medical issues, just listen to your health practitioner, of course, because of course your health, it matters, and you may have various things that I don't tackle in the program. A comment from Brigitte: I have 3 meals a day and try not to snack. That's good. Eating more protein and fewer carbs keep me feeling full longer. Also, I drink more water. Bravo for no snacking. And I mentioned that, and I help you to get off snacking. So that's very, very good. Brigitte, I mention water a lot in my program. Again, my husband always tells me, Marianne, you have glasses of water everywhere. It's just like in that film, Signs. I have water on my bedside table, in the kitchen, in the studio, some in my bedroom, in the lounge when I had a bigger lounge. I mean, yes, and I have a water bottle in the car as well. Water is so good for you, and I mentioned water. Water is so important; it is vital for you in your, in your eating program, in your diet. If I not the diet will you right, but the diet of what you're eating daily. Very good. Maria, please expand on your French lunch. Yes, Maria. So, of course, I will explain it in more detail in my Eat Like a Frenchman program. I mean, I mentioned the meals and how we eat, etc. So the French lunch. If you can eat in 3 course, is starter, main course, dessert. If you go to a restaurant, the dessert could be cheese. For instance, in a restaurant, they give you either, you have a choice, of meals, either the main course or a starter and a main course, or a main course and a dessert. For many people, 3 courses every day is far too much. So usually people go with 2 courses. So French lunch, for instance, a starter, if you have a starter, could be charcuterie, which is cold meats, could have the I've lost the word. Oh, being 60. Your mind goes blank. We could have salad de tomate, which is tomato salad, or carotte râpée, grated carrots, that kind of thing. Main course could be, so it's a piece of meat and vegetable or potatoes, or a piece of fish, especially on a Friday with fish. But in France, we do eat fish fairly often. So fish with rice is very common in France. We eat that. Not common, but popular. So, or a piece of fish and potatoes or vegetable, and a piece of fruit or a yogurt. French people eat a lot of yogurt, or light fruit salad or something like that, a piece of cheese. But in France, at home, you have a piece of cheese before the dessert. And usually we have some green salad as well. So I hope that has helped you, Maria. From Brenda, I just started eating smaller portions and eating more fruits and vegetables and fewer sweets. I would like to lose about 12 pounds. I'm also trying to move more. Great, Brenda. If you can move more regularly every day and look after your portion size. So again, I am talking about all that. Overeating, portion size, how to eat, all this important, not just the portion, but also so much. You need to have a look at the page about it, more details, more info on that on the sales page, and you will see what is in there. Astrid, I count my calories very strictly with Yazoo. Oh, I don't know Yazoo. It must be a nap then. Oh, that must be handy. Not every day, but every second day. I'm 60 and I have lost more than 37 kilos from January till December. Very good. Hard work and discipline. Discipline, again, discipline, discipline, discipline. This is something that in France we will not be very good at going to the gym, but very good at discipline with our style. Let's not forget. And style and eating, come hand to hand. We have not really talked about that because I've got many questions and comments, but the style may go out of the window with weight gain. Okay, as I mentioned briefly before. Maria, what to eat for dinner? Exact portions. Again, I think that's doctors and dietitians who say that really a portion is as much as your fist. So really, we shouldn't eat more than that. Not per portion, but what we eat at a meal shouldn't be more than that. So I think many of us eat too much. Certainly in the West, we eat too much. Sandria, pardon me. I serve myself the way I want, and I take half of it off my plate. Oh, well, I mentioned things like that as well, about the plate. Very important. AW, ultra-processed junk foods, refined carbs and sugars are highly addictive. They spike insulin levels, yes, which contribute to weight gain, increasing anxiety, food cravings, and other health problems. Exactly, it's true. We have to really look at what we eat, definitely, but not just what we eat, but how we eat. Because in the EAT program, I'm not just, I touch, if you like, on what to eat, but it's very much the how to eat. And the how to eat is important because no matter what you eat, this is how to eat that's important. Oh, thank you very much, Tina. Tina sends me a super thanks. Thank you very much, Tina. Very grateful. Thank you. From Sharon. Sharon says, I'm with you regarding the gym. I find it boring too. I have an allotment where I can grow my own veg and get lots of exercise at the same time. Oh, gardening is lovely. Gardening is a bit like cooking. I find it very therapeutic. And you can go into your whole little world, caring for your plants and touching the leaves, the roots, the ground. Is return to nature. The same with us. We have animals, and looking after animals as well is also good. All good for the soul. From happy one, stress makes me gain weight for sure. Exactly. Again, stress eating. Question from Maria: how do you increase your self-control? Very much. Well, you need to. But there's something on that. It's very much the mindfulness of that. I think there's a whole chapter on that. So again, in my program, it's not just a course; it's a huge program. I'm helping you about that, about the self-control and about your discipline in various ways. Question from Lisa: how do you manage your hunger? To be honest, do we actually know hunger in the West? Let's say you have not eaten for a day, you're going to be hungry. So when your stomach is making some noises, when your stomach is actually twisting, so it's actually painful. I believe, and you're being stressed, you're starting to shake. I think maybe a light headache. I think you are hungry. But otherwise, the way we eat our meals is very much a question of habit, I think. Please let me know what you think. From Deborah: I enjoy pastries and carbs too much. Well, the good news is you don't have to give them up just yet. Okay, just reduce them. And I mentioned that again, I talk about that in my program, but just reduce them a little bit at a time. Again, your big goal is large, but take a step every day. Do something every day towards your goal. It will work. Thank you very much. I got another super thanks from Catholic Cowgirl. Thank you very much appreciated. And with this super thanks, you're helping me help you make me you make me help you with those live streams and my video, keeping this YouTube channel up in order to help you. Thank you so much, very much appreciated. A question from Happy One. I love that. Happy One. What do you nibble on between meals when you feel very hungry? Maybe my pen. What do you nibble on? Well, really, if you have set meals, you really shouldn't be very hungry between meals. You know, are you hungry or are you just thirsty? Again, I've talked about that at length. Many times we feel we're hungry. So we start snacking. But really, we're not hungry, we are thirsty. So my advice is have a glass of water. Okay. And again, I mentioned when to drink water. Drinking water is important, and we do not drink enough. Okay, throughout the day. You need to increase your water intake. Most of you, I think, you're probably not drinking enough. Okay, so when you are hungry, most likely you are, when you feel you're hungry, most likely you are thirsty. Drink a full glass of water and wait until it has its effect. You may have a slight headache. Have a glass of water, your slight headache will lift, because all you needed, the brain needs water. You were feeling dehydrated. Sometimes we are dehydrated and we think we're hungry. No, drink a glass of water first. Again, I'm talking about that at length and how to recognize the signs, etc. I hope that's helpful for you. Happy One. Again, a super thanks from Rona. Thank you very much, Rona. Do appreciate it. Oh, yeah, very, very kind. Thank you very much. A question from Jay. I am a sportswoman, but find that I gain weight after going into menopause. Never thought it would happen so fast. Do you have any idea on how to handle it? I think my program will help you for that. Again, I'm in the same boat as you, and we have to work on it even harder as we age. Comment from Tina. Tina says, I am 54 and lost my mom 3 weeks ago. Oh, I am so sorry for you, Tina. All my condolences, and I really be praying and thinking for you to feel better, because it's such a terrible event. I lost my mom last year, and it was such a terrible time. And of course, you're eating more. I am currently in therapy, she says, and it seems to help. Oh, I really hope that is helping for you. But yes, you are eating yourself probably because you want to feel better. Especially maybe the food that you are eating, you love them. They could be rich food probably in sugar and fat. This is what makes us feel better naturally. So it's totally understandable. So please take care of yourself, Tina. You're in therapy, seems to help. So I'm really praying for you that you get really better and you feel better soon. But I think of you. As I said in last live stream, things happen in life. We never know how some people are affected. So you need to be kind to everybody. Hawthorne, I think it's all about balanced life and avoiding extreme. Exactly. You put your, you made the point here. You're totally right in that. Karen, a question. Do you drink alcohol? I did. So Karen says, I did, but I can no longer tolerate more than a thimble full of wine, maybe a few times a year. I lost lots of weight, though. It's funny. When I lived in the tropics in Mexico, we hardly ever drank any alcohol because it's too hot. In the beginning, I was not used to it, and because I was French, people served me glasses of red wine, and I tell you, I was sick every single time. So For the remainder, normal red wine. I don't even remember if we drank white wine. So we went mostly alcohol free. My husband probably had a few beers. But for me, I don't even think I had alcohol, because that's not what you crave when it's hot. So I had probably fruit juices and water. But here in France, it is no longer the tropics. So yes, I do drink alcohol, but of course not every day. So it would be on special occasion. I love red wine. But on special occasion, I have one glass of wine. I can't have more than one glass, because um, one glass of red wine goes a long way. So, as I say, special occasions. We had a family over the weekend to celebrate Easter, and we had family for 5 days. And of course, we had red wine. Of course, we had champagne. We had many celebrations, and we were eight. There were 8 of us in our house. So can you imagine? But even then, I did not drink alcohol every day. Maybe a little aperitif now and again, wine on Sundays, maybe if I do a big roast, something like that, but not every day. I would not be able to work if I did. But yet, yes, you are right. You lose some weight, because what is alcohol is very much sugar, and that's what alcohol transforms to sugar, and of course makes you put on weight. From Marily McGill, I am single again after 40 years, and I do not cook right, and I am going to Weight Watchers, but just can't seem to get over this emotional eating. Yes. Again, I completely understand this emotional eating. Eating when you're sad, eating when you're happy even, or eating to feel better. Eating for various emotions that we go through, for stress as well, boredom, all these kind of things. So I could help you through my program, Marily. It's, yeah. But you need, of course, I will go so much to tell you how to do it, but you need to go, so much as well, in order to do the exercises. And I will be giving you, and of course, for that, self-control and the discipline. Stacy says, I keep thin by drinking French wine and smoking cigarettes. Okay, but please try to cut down on smoking, Stacy, because it's really not good for you. You need to look after yourself. Please look after yourself, Stacy. Question from Elizabeth. What would French women eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Okay, so I mentioned about lunch. The breakfast is not a big affair in France. Yes, on occasion we will have a croissant with a coffee. Many people in France don't have black coffee then. They have black coffee usually the rest of the day, but on breakfast is café au lait, coffee with some milk. And a dinner, so the lunch, I mentioned it, but the dinner is very much light meal. So the winter, as I say, soup and cheese, and some, soup, salad and cheese, or maybe no cheese. But for many French, it's a bit difficult to not have cheese. So this style, in the cold season, I prepare a healthy batch of soup or vegetable cream for my week lunches. And in the spring and summer, I love to prepare salads with protein. Yes. And, seasonal meals, they had variations. They also eating things that are in season, are also so much tastier. And your food has not traveled, thousands of miles to reach you. For instance, avocados, and for us, for instance, avocados. I haven't got avocados here. I'm thinking about avocados because in Mexico they were readily here. Fabulous. So yes, fantastic with eating seasonally. Sharon, says, and yes, and in the program also I'm talking about at length about the market, the vegetable market we have in France. Sharon says, I used to find when I was working that the slow cooker was life changer, especially when the children were small. I didn't want to wait to eat. Yes. And a slow cooker is so handy actually for some of you who ask for ways to be able to eat and not having to prepare anything in the evening. The slow cooker that Sharon mentioned would be a lifesaver for you. And I know I've got a slow cooker and I have used it. And you can cook so many things in a slow cooker. And this style, I've never believed in diets. Any deprivation leads to the opposite result. Exactly, yes. Eat better little by little. Yes. Exactly. Actually, again, my water, excuse me. Eat less, but eat better. That's something I mentioned as well in my program. Again, I think maybe we could mention the link to the program and the $50 saving. As a thank you. Patricia said, a little of what you fancy does you good. Yes. And all things in moderation, including moderation. Ellie, I eat a lot because I am bored. Again, boredom. Yes, if I don't have something else to do, all I think about is what should I eat? What you could do is cut vegetables and keep them in the fridge. Those little sticks of celery, sticks of cucumber, sticks of carrots, baby tomatoes, anything, or little raw cauliflower florets. Oh, this is so beautiful. Raw cauliflower is wonderful. Love that. From Sue, do you avoid carbs? Actually, I don't avoid anything. The only thing I'm working on in order to eat, to even maybe remove it completely would be sugar. But no, I eat. But there's a way in the program that I'm showing you how you can eat anything that you want. There's a way. Genome numbers. I try to grow my own groceries as much as possible. Can like crazy, all the extras. Yes, tastes better than store-bought. Excellent. That is so good. Canning. Yes. Well, I do my own jam as well. Because here in the countryside, we have access. We've got a few fields, so we have access to blackberries. So I made jam on that. And last year I made some. I went in the shop. Was it in the market? I don't remember. And I bought apricots, and I made apricots jam. Apricots with a few almonds. Beautiful. Anne. Yes, the rigid waistband is as good as a skate it's been over put on some pound. Yes. I'm giving you some tips on that as well. Gina, I'm carrying 40 pounds of extra weight. I am sad because I cannot wear the styles I love. So 40 pounds of extra weight. Gina, don't lose hope. Okay? If you can join my program, join it. And, we talk about, there's a Q&A live with me every month. So you have access to me. You have access to me on occasion in the group. And I can help you. Just what you have to do right now is, first thing to do is start, acknowledging it. And again, please love yourself the way you are. As a person, you are beautiful and wonderful. And it is great that you have actually realized that you have gained weight. So now is the way to take action a little bit every day. Do something to keep the weight to a plateau, to not let it increase. Probably you cannot lose weight yet, but maybe you can stop it increasing, okay? And little by little, you can do things to lose the weight. Do not lose hope. Natural and good weight loss takes time. Fast weight loss is never good for the body. And anyway, when you start being on a diet, on those special diet, strict diets, what you lose in the beginning, the first few days, is water anyway. But advise you, please, please, please drink water. If you think about eating, have a big glass of water first. Okay. If you could join the program, that would be fabulous, because that would really teach you so many techniques on what to do to stop the increase and maybe even lose the weight. And of course, you can no longer wear the styles you love. So for now, maybe you can, if you think that nothing fits you in your wardrobe, size up a bit so you can still wear nice clothes. Because if you're feeling unhappy because you have gained weight, and you're feeling unhappy because you cannot wear the nice clothes, that's not going to put you in a good place to start this transformation of the way you eat. Because what you have, the extra weight that you have put on weight, it's not only what you have eaten, but it is more of how you have eaten that food, how you have eaten. Okay, this is what we're going to change with the program. I'm helping you to change how you eat. Okay, I'm going to help you to love the way you eat, love food again. Okay, by changing the way you eat. So it's going to be a big change, but you will make a change a day, something every day you need to change. Okay, this is why I talk about mindfulness in the program, because you need to be fully aware of what you are doing. So no more, for instance, eating in front of the telly, because again, that's the way you eat. It's not what you're eating, it's the way you eat. So I hope so far this is helping you, Gina. Diana, I did diet last year and lost 30 pounds, but did it to portion control. But keep it up and watch my weight now in portions. Yes, so you created a good habit, and with that, it's so much easier. Again, in my program, we mention portion control. From Gis Girl, if you could eat only one healthy meal a day, what would you have? I love your channel. I don't know. I love vegetables, so it could be a big plate of beautiful vegetables, I think. From Happy One, I did keto and lost 16 pounds, but ended up gaining it all back, and 20 more pounds on top of that. You are not alone. So you need to question yourself. So have a look at keeping a food diary, for instance. And please let me know, all of you, if you think that if I created a food diary, a food journal, that will help you. Because I've got a number of style journals for sale on Amazon, on my website. And even a gratitude journal. These are important to have. So let me know if that will help you. If you'd be interested in a food journal. So you need to get to the root of your issues with food. And that's something, I mentioned before when I was reading the some of the sales page on my program, the guilt. There's a lot of guilt also, because it could be a vicious circle. For instance, for some reason you're guilty of eating. To get rid of that guilt, you are eating more, and because you have eaten more, you feel guilty about it, and it's a cycle that is completely endless. So with my program, I tackled that, and we need to work on that. So what are your root issues with food? So question yourself, try to write it down on a piece of paper, notepad, and see what comes up as answers to this question. Because we need to learn more about us, and why do I eat more? What do I overeat? Why do I eat large portion? Everything, and from then you can work on that. BG recovery coaching. What do you think of dates? Do you eat dates? I do eat dates. I love dried fruit, and when I'm not that hungry in the morning, I will have dry fruit like a fig, a date or two. I also love dried bananas, raisins, but they are sweet things, so you must not overeat those. But yes, I do like dried fruit. Question: what type of yogurt do you suggest? We have natural yogurt. We eat a lot of Greek yogurt in France, and I've started buying local yogurt from a farm a few kilometers away, and they do their own yogurt from their own cows. So I've not again natural food as I can, the least processed as I can, and it's local. How often do you weigh yourself? I don't actually weigh myself that often. And the thing with style and French style, I don't know if you have noticed, but French style is very much, clothes are very much um, cut closer to the body than many other styles. And because it is cut closer to the body, we realize when we have put on weight. So then we may go into a bathroom and put some of the scales. Oh, yes, I've put on so much weight. But this is why I mentioned not wearing an elasticated waistband, but wear a rigid waistband instead, because we notice the weight gained thanks to that. Just one of the ways. From Burl. Hello, Burl. How are you keeping? I have your course and lost weight, but slipped back into the old habits. So thank you for this live stream. It is time to go through it again. It is a terrific course. We just have to learn to live with it. To live it. It is a terrific course. We just have to learn to live it. Exactly. Thank you very much, Pearl. Pearl is one of my students. And it's just, yes. And thank you for that. So Pearl is a student of my Eat Like a Frenchman course, and she lost weight, but she slid back in the old habits. Again, the old habits die hard. So we have to create or go back to our new habits and keep to it. Paula, help. I am addicted to food. I never feel full. I am a comfort eater. I drink water in pints. So what you could do if you never feel full, maybe you could ask your GP, your doctor, if is there something wrong with your metabolism or your body? What is wrong? Tell them, I never feel full. So make sure there's nothing, there's not a health issue here. But many people, they won't have any issue with health, but maybe, ask yourself why. Are you eating too fast, or are you eating mindlessly? So again, I help with all that in the course. So it is, well, I've been live an hour and a half, so I've got to stop, I think. So again, please save $50 on my program. And it is not just a program, it's a program for life that will transform the way you eat, that will change your life, and even it may change the life of your family. Because it's great when you have family, because many of my students, I said, their husbands have joined the program as well. So I want to thank you very much for being live with us today, and for sharing your story. Let me know again in the comments if you would like me to do something in a month or a couple of months' time, especially so if you have joined the program, so we know how you are doing. And I will see you in my next live stream next week at the same time, same day. So thank you very much again. Please continue loving yourself and looking after yourself. I will see you in my next live stream. Au revoir. Au revoir, everybody.